Do you have seedlings that are weak, leggy, tall, and maybe even a bit falling over? If so, then today I'm going to share with you how to fix leggy seedlings fast, and more importantly, how to stop them from getting back leggy. So stay till the end. These are some seedlings, and some of these are pretty bad and extremely long, so I'm going to show you how to fix it. We'll start with our peppers and tomatoes first, since they're the easiest to fix. First, what you want and need is some well-draining potting mix. You wouldn't want a soil that is very heavy and holds a lot of water very well, because then your plant stem could rot. You could buy potting mix to do this step, or what you could do is make your own, which is what I do with 1 part of topsoil to 1 part peat moss and a little bit of perlite, which makes my soil nice and fluffy. You'll want to dig out your seedling, trying not to break as many of the roots. Then we're going to fill our cup with some soil. Make a hole and put our tomato seedling in all the way at the bottom, so the stem is being buried mainly in the cup, and press the seedling down. And now our tomato seedling is not leggy and long anymore. This is how it looks before, and this is how it looks now after. Now it won't blow in the wind. So I'll do another one of my tomato seedling. And with the 2 seedlings, we're going to plant both of them in this cup. And that's our second and third tomato seedling done. So now this is our pepper seedlings, which are leggy. You can see they're quite long. And to fix your pepper seedlings, what you'll want to do, since this one already is in a cup and they're not super long, my peppers aren't as bad, I'm going to press them down a little. And I'm going to add soil to the stems around it. That way I don't have to transfer it to a new cup or disturb any of the roots. And here we have our leggy pepper seedlings done. And we could do this to our tomato and our pepper seedlings, because their stems could be buried and has a less likely chance of rotting, and will actually be beneficial for them too, because they will grow stem along the roots, making our plant even healthier. Little harder seedling, which would be like your cucumbers or a squash, which is what I have here actually. Our cucumbers, squash, and melons all come from the same family, and they're different from how you do the tomato because they don't grow roots as easily along the stem. You have to be careful when burying the stem not to go too deep and not to water too much until it gets established, otherwise the stem and plant could rot. And to do it, we're going to take our cup, gonna fill it with some soil and have it sticking out the ground a bit more so it's not buried too deep, and then we'll cover it back. Now next is I got some lettuce and some cabbage seedlings that I'm gonna show you how to fix. So I got my cups and I'm filling them with soil again, and then we'll just be digging out one of our seedlings. I'll just do my lettuce first. With these lettuce seedlings, you have to be careful because they're very thin and fragile. And I'm going to be transferring it into the new pot. We could bury the stem of the lettuce a little bit into the soil, but just like our cucumber, we don't want to bury it too much because it also has a chance of rotting. For our cabbage, it's the same as our lettuce. We'll just take one of it out as well and push the seedling down so that we could bury it a little, and then we'll cover it back, and just like that, our lettuce and cabbage seedlings are fixed. And now I'm going to move them onto one tray, and I'm going to be watering them in. So now I'm going to share with you a few important steps to make sure the seedlings don't get back leggy again and they grow strong from here on out. The first important tip is that you want to place your seedlings under a bright light, because the reason your seedlings grow and get leggy is because when they germinate, they try going and searching for light, and when the light is not strong enough, they grow long and tall, stretching to get closer to it. A windowsill is not enough for young seedlings, especially at this time of the year, and because they need more light and at higher intensities than a full-grown plant because they have fewer leaves. So you'll want to give your seedlings some supplemental lighting. If you had your seedlings already under a light and they got leggy, then the reason could have been because your light is not close enough to them, which will still cause your seedlings to get leggy. For me, I'm going to be putting my seedlings under an LED shop light that I have, and the right amount of distance is about 2 to 3 inches from the tops of these seedlings to the light is how far you'll want to have it. Another thing that you want to make sure is that the temperature of the room that you have your seedlings in is not too hot. In fact, the second most common reason why your seedlings get leggy is because they have too much heat for them, which a lot of people will do is they put their seedlings onto a heat mat because it's supposed to help speed up the germination. But then once they germinate, they forget to remove the greenhouse dome cover and remove them from the heat. And too much heat is what could be causing your seedlings to get leggy. The ideal temperature for seedlings to grow is about 18 to 21 degrees Celsius. So it's been 5 days since I fixed my leggy seedlings, and we'll go over each of them to see how they're doing. First up is our tomatoes, the one we planted in 1 cup and the one where we planted 2. They are much shorter and under the light they're not getting leggy. My tomatoes also seem to be putting on a bit of new growth now that they're closer to the light on both of them. Our peppers, the leaves are a lot bigger and there is even some new growth, which pepper usually grows slow, so it's good to see some new growth. And now our lettuce and kale seedling, which were both really badly falling over from earlier. You can see they're doing really good now and they're not even leggy that much at all. Moving on to what's probably the most interesting result is our squash seedling, which we first planted. This one is not really leggy anymore and it has a huge new leaf growing. Also on our tomato, we're just going to pop it out to see if it's grown a little roots on the stem. Right about to here is where the original roots below is from. But what's interesting is that like this white section here where the stem is growing, there's also some roots that are starting to form on it in just the short time that we replanted it. So they do grow roots along the stem. Tweaker is scratching herself, cleaning her feathers. Make sure you guys pack some emojis or a like emoji in the comment for Tweaker if you like seeing her in our videos. Okay, Tweaker, we leave you to have a wonderful day. So I showed you how to fix your leggy seedlings fast and easy, and I talked about how I create my own soil mix to fix my leggy seedlings. So if you want to know exactly how I create my own soil mix, then watch this video over here. And P.S. there are some bonus things that I add to my soil mix to help with my plants. Goodbye!